podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the co-host are not necessarily those of the host. Viewer discretion is advised. Actually, it's listener's discretion. Nobody is ready for the Smackin' Raw podcast 2018. But we're here anyway. This is episode 24, and I'm your host, the Warden Matt Ritter. I am here with my co-host, Sir Cussalot Travis Pointer. I'm not here with my other co-host, Eric Siekr, because he's pretending to be sick.
Yeah, because he's...
Travis, how are you?
I'm back.
We're happy to have you back.
Yeah. Couple weeks off. I was on vacation, visiting some family for the holidays and whatnot.
And my parents are doing good, I take it?
Yes, they are doing quite well.
Good.
Yes. And to address Eric and his, quote, sickness, I don't buy it. Nobody's sick that long. He just didn't want to record tonight, but whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, because I pushed the podcast all the way back till Saturday from Wednesday last week to try and accommodate him, and he just didn't feel better. And now all of a sudden, his voice still isn't okay, and he's really, really tired. He's had an entire week to rest and feel better for tonight.
Listen. This may come as a surprise to you, but sir, I'm always tired. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think I know why he didn't want to be on this week, though.
Why is that?
Because on Monday Night Raw, Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss.
I mean, of course she did. That's Asian Lady Goldberg.
It is, and this is foreshadowing the eventual defeat of Alexa Bliss, where Asuka becomes champion, and then Alexa Bliss never sees the Raw Women's Championship again, and it makes him sad. And I don't think he wanted us to mock him or make fun of him or tease him about it, so he just called in.
Well, it is inevitable because, yeah, she's going to win the Royal Rumble, and then she's going to go on to Mania, and she's going to beat Alexa Bliss.
So you think she's going to win the Royal Rumble? Now, I asked Eric this, and I asked Kate this, and I want your opinion. Let's say Asuka does not win the Royal Rumble. If she is eliminated, does that break her undefeated streak?
No.
Okay.
Because it's not an actual, like, I don't know, it's a different thing. It's like even with Goldberg, like if, Goldberg had entered into World War III and didn't win, I don't think that would have counted against his win streak. Like it's different. And the fact that you have to ask lets you know that it's different.
Right, and I agree with that, but let's say Undertaker entered in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal a few years ago before he lost to Brock Lesnar, and he was eliminated from that. Would that have broken his undefeated streak at WrestleMania if that was the only thing he did at WrestleMania that year?
No, but he wouldn't have done it anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
True. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, I had read that it was going to be a 20-woman Royal Rumble, but they announced this week that it will be a 30-woman Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Which is why every time somebody announces that they're going to be entered in, I'm like, yeah, no shit, because everybody's in it. But,
Yeah, and I've done my research. There are, not counting Nikki Bella or the two champions, 19 women on the Raw and SmackDown rosters, which means that is 11 participants for this Royal Rumble that are either returns or entrants from NXT or the Mae Young Classic or wherever they pull people from. Yeah, surprise entrance. We're gonna have 11.
Yeah, they're gonna pull in some NXT folks, and then you're gonna get some surprise returns, like maybe like Trish and Lita and shit.
Well, I do know that Beth Phoenix is going to be commentating for the Mixed Match Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see if she makes an appearance. I know Trish said something on Twitter. Michelle McCool alluded on Twitter that she might possibly want to come back for this. So, yeah, we might be seeing a lot of interesting old faces.
What about what the fuck's her name? What was her name in WWE? Awesome Kong. What was her name in WWE? Karma. That was her name. But
Karma, yeah.
Yeah, she maybe she'll pop up again because she popped up in the men's Rumble a few years ago. So
Maybe Gail Kim will come out of retirement to be in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble because she retired from TNA.
I literally have no idea what's going on in TNA ever because I just don't care. Like I used to care, I used to watch it all the time, and then it just got so bad that it was just not worth my time.
See, and I'm with you on that. I actually last week saw that they had the best of TNA or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and see what the best of TNA has to offer. And I literally got through about 20 minutes of it, and then I shut it off.
The best of TNA. So you got like 3 AJ Styles matches, and then nothing else.
No, I didn't see any AJ Styles on there.
Oh, they're just.
I saw a women's. Go ahead.
No, they just showed you nothing then, because that's pretty
I
much
saw
what they have or had.
I saw the unification for the Global Force and TNA Women's Championships, and then I saw a match for what I believe was the TNA Heavyweight Championship or the Global Force with Bobby Lashley, some dude. What the fuck was his name? Moose. Some guy named Moose.
I tried to get back into TNA. Maybe it was like a year or so ago. Because I'm like, okay, Bobby Lashley's the champ. Like, they like pushing black dudes and shit. Let me see if I can get with this. And I'm just like, no, I can't. It's just so bad.
And Moose was a black dude. Moose is a black dude.
I know. He was there when I started trying to watch it like a year ago. And it was just, Yeah. It's also funny last week because I listened to, the podcast from last week. And when you said like the kind of things that we talk about on this show, you mentioned we talk about WWE, but sometimes we may touch on, Ring of Honor and New Japan and anything else. Like you just didn't mention TNA. Like you just forgot it existed because it's just so irrelevant. You just forgot they existed. And it was so funny to me.
It wasn't that I forgot they existed. It's that literally I probably watch out of everyone on the podcast the most wrestling and pay attention to like the most wrestling news, and I don't follow TNA. Period.
Yeah.
So
because they're irrelevant.
Yeah. One thing that wasn't irrelevant from TNA was probably the last great thing to come out of it was the broken Matt Hardy character, and now we've got woken Matt Hardy in WWE. So Bray Wyatt had a match against Apollo Crews, which he won.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Hardy showed up after the match with his woken character, cut a promo promising that once the power of Sister Abigail is gone, Bray Wyatt will be deleted. Because we never got to see the power of Sister Abigail because Bray Wyatt got herpes simplex and couldn't compete in that match. So I'm not sure what this power of Sister Abigail is.
We've been getting teased about this whole Sister Abigail thing since basically he showed up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna need you all to either show us who she is or show us something about her or just shut the fuck up about it. Like, dude, either shit or get off the pot now. I'm really tired of this.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of see her.
No.
Bray Wyatt put that face paint on.
No. I'm not letting you have that. I'm not letting them have that. No.
Okay. And I'm curious as to see what Matt Hardy means by he will delete Bray Wyatt. Like, are we going to get a final deletion match at the Hardy compound?
No, he's gonna delete him as a friend on Facebook.
And do you remember the Matt Facts?
Yes, I remember Matt Facts.
Those were the shit.
The version 1 Matt Hardy, when he would come out and he'd have Matt Facts in his little name bar thing. Yeah.
I don't know why you saying him deleting him on Facebook made me think of that, but as soon as you said that, I was like, I remember the fucking Matt Facts.
Yes,
Matt Facts
I remember.
Shit.
Yeah, I remember Matt Facts.
All right. My other question is, do you? They kind of touched on it, but like, what is Dana Brooks' role in Titus Worldwide? Because they kind of mentioned that she was a statistician. I'm not saying that right, but I'm not going to. But like, what stats is she? Like, why? What the fuck?
You asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
I don't know why you're asking me. I have no idea what the fuck she's supposed to be doing. She's just kind of there.
Okay. Kate was
That's
very
kind of.
upset that she was. Go ahead.
I was just saying that's kind of what she's always been, just kind of there.
Yeah. Kate was really upset that it looked like she was Titus's secretary, and we're having a women's revolution. We shouldn't have a female secretary if we're trying to forward the women's agenda.
So, in forwarding the women's agenda, women can't be secretaries. Is she
See,
saying?
that's what I said.
Is she saying that women can't do something?
That's what I was saying.
They can't be secretaries.
And then she got really, really fucking mad at me.
Oh, I know, and I know that kind of thing would upset somebody. So I'm just saying it to fuck with her, and I get what she means. Like for real. I'm just fucking with her. Yeah. But
no,
yeah.
I said the same thing. I was like, why can't we have both? And then she goes, well, what if we have a daughter and your daughter is on WWE TV and they put her in a pencil skirt and tight clothes and make her somebody's secretary? And I was like, why you got to take it there? Like, I'm just saying, why can't we have
How
both?
much is she getting paid?
Exactly. Well, the other thing was she goes, what if they put your daughter in bra and panties matches? And I was like, well, I just won't watch those matches.
How much is she getting paid?
That's a good question.
Because these are things that need to be considered. Because people said that to me before, like, what if your daughter becomes a stripper? Then she's making more money than me. It's just...
Oh... She's making more money than me, and I just can't go to that strip club.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds pretty simple.
And knowing you, you'd want to make friends with all of her coworkers, so there's that.
Yeah, she'd hook me up. Like, hey, Dad. Right over here. Like, all right, cool.
Speaking of getting hooked up, Jason Jordan is getting hooked up by Kurt Angle. He is now Raw Tag Team Champion with Seth Rollins. There was a little bit of tension there.
Man.
Seth Rollins not really thinking Jason Jordan was as good as he thinks he is, and
yeah.
I gotta say, go ahead.
I didn't say anything. Go ahead. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
When Rollins and Reigns were in the back having their little promo and Jason Jordan kind of popped in to give his 2 cents that no one asked for, didn't that kind of remind you a bit of Kurt Angle? Like, wasn't that a very Kurt Angle-esque thing he did there?
It was. My thing is with this whole Jason Jordan thing, like, it's doing literally what I said they should do, which is, him thinking that he's better than he is, him getting opportunities that he's, not really supposed to be getting because of his dad and all that kind of shit. He's becoming what I really think he should be, which is the heel who doesn't know he's a heel, And it's great. Okay. It is so great to me.
Which is what Kurt Angle was.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm loving it. I'm like, oh, yes, do this. Push this further. This is what I want. Give it to me. Like, oh, you're so annoying. It's like you try so hard, but we all hate you. And you don't even realize it. Like, as a character, you don't realize it. I'm sure, like, him as a person will hear the boos, like, for real and all that. But, like, as a character, he doesn't realize it, which is just great to me.
No, Kate is, well, we talked about it, and I know you listened to it. Kate kind of hates everybody except for, like, 5 people on Raw or SmackDown. She's just tired of everyone except for, like, 5 people. But she doesn't like the Jason Jordan thing. I'm enjoying it more and more as it goes on. Another thing that I'm starting to enjoy the longer it goes on is this Nia Jax and Enzo Amore relationship where Alexa Bliss. Huh?
I ship it.
Alexa Bliss was trying to get out of having that match with Asuka that she lost. And then she went to her best friend, Nia Jax, for help. And Nia had a Tupperware container full of chicken noodle soup.
Wait. Let's we can't just gloss over this because it's really weird to me how, like, they just throw that in there and then take it back whenever it's convenient. That whole friendship between those two, it's like, okay, so they're friends again now. Are they friends now? Okay, and then like a week later, like, oh, they're not friends anymore because this is happening. Okay.
Well, they were friends, but it wasn't really like. And I think part of the problem with that is everything's so open now, and in real life they are best friends. So it's hard for the WWE to make them look like they're not best friends on TV when they're constantly together on social media and Total Divas, and you see how close they are in
Mm-hmm.
real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's you kind of at this point got to stick to the reality of the situation. So they try because they want to push Nia Jax to, oh, she's pissed off at Alexa, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, well, yeah, but now they're going to watch this season of Total Divas and see that these two are like inseparable, and we got to kind of go back with that.
The answer to
So
that is simple. It's very simple. Just stop watching Total Divas.
I enjoy Total Divas.
I mean,
I see way more of the divas in bikinis and bra and panties and Nikki Bella in a nurse's outfit and her not wearing a bra and just pokies everywhere on Total Divas than I see anywhere on WWE TV. And for that, it is worth it.
no, I don't think so. We have the internet now, Matt. We can just watch porn. Like it's really like we don't need that anymore.
We don't need it anymore, but I still enjoy it because there's not porn out there for everyone that I want to see naked. And I pretty much want to see just about everyone naked, female wise.
Oh, I was about to say we can do this now if you really like, you're.
No, I'm good.
We go way back, man. I'm willing to do this for you.
I appreciate that, but I don't think that our genitalia discussion this episode is going to be about yours. I think we'll save that for something else.
It's too late now. You've already mentioned it. So as far as my genitalia goes, folks, let me tell you. No.
Anyway, like I said, Nia Jax had that container of chicken noodle soup and literally left Raw to go deliver it to Enzo because he was at home sick.
Let it rain
just
and
bailed
clear it
on
out.
Alexa Bliss.
Now let it rain and clear it out. Sorry.
And have you seen anything about this mixed match challenge that I guess they're going to be doing on Facebook Live sometime later this month?
Have I seen anything about it? Well, I know about it, and I'm kind of waiting to see, like, okay, let's go ahead and watch this thing because I'm tired of you all talking about it and not giving it to us, so.
Well, my understanding is it's going to be on Facebook Live, which
Okay.
is weird to me, number one. Number two, for anyone who's listening and doesn't know, it is a intergender tag team tournament between Raw and SmackDown, and the first teams for Raw and SmackDown were announced. It will be Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman for Raw, and Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair for SmackDown are the first two official teams named for this mixed match tag team tournament.
Okay. I mean, cool story, bro. Like,
well, the reason I'm telling you this is we're talking about Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, and on Facebook or Twitter somewhere, they had like a backstage promo where Nia and Alexa, and I think I posted it on our Facebook page, were discussing who they'd want as partners, and Elias kind of showed up singing and walked through. But Nia Jax was saying she was going to go with Braun Strowman, and then Alexa took Braun Strowman from her without, discussing it with her.
Now let's touch on Elias for a second here, because
I don't want to touch on Elias. You can touch on Elias. You can touch on yourself while watching Elias.
Promise.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
No, but let's talk about Elias for a second, because there was a time when I really wasn't digging too much on Elias. I even went so far as to call him Baron Corbin with a guitar. And for that, I apologize. Elias Sampson, I owe you an apology, sir, because you are far more entertaining than Baron Corbin is. And to compare you to such a, what's a good word for it? A stale human being.
Future WWE champion.
Yeah, we'll see. But to compare you to such a stale human being was just wrong. And I apologize. That is all.
Okay. Well, since we're on it, um, Elias was part of a six-person tag team match, which gave us the Balor Club finally. So we had the club on SmackDown with AJ Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, where they were kind of a faction, but not really. They were just kind of together. And now Finn Balor, who is the originator of um, has his two buddies with him here in WWE on their team. And I'm excited. I'm hoping it becomes an official faction. They do something with it. I'm just, like I said last week, it was really disappointing to see Finn Balor go from Bo Dallas to Curtis Axel to Kurt Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he worked his way backwards all the way to the bottom of the ladder, so he can only go up from there. And he's still working the Miztourage, but at least Elias was thrown in there, and at least he got Gallows and Anderson with him. So maybe they're actually building something. What do you think?
Hopefully they're actually building something and they're not just wasting his time with this club thing. But it's just so shitty that he's like, yo, he was the first Universal champ and got it taken away from him by an injury that wasn't even his fault, you know? And it's just like, this sucks, man. Like, sorry. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, man, that's so fucked up. But yeah.
It really is. It's so disappointing, and I really, and I even talked about it. Like, WWE did a poll, who do you want to see face Brock Lesnar? And Finn Balor was the overwhelming choice. And WWE's like, yeah, that's great, but yeah, instead, how about Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe? They're like, no, we want Finn Balor. And they're like, yeah, but we're still going to give you Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. So just take it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the back and forth between Renee Young and Samoa Joe? Did you see that promo? Was that on the Hulu?
It may have been, but let me tell you, when I was watching Raw, I fell asleep and then woke back up. So
Okay.
I may have missed that part because I wasn't going to rewind and go back and try to figure out what I saw and didn't see because I don't have that kind of time. So I just like, I don't know. Whatever I missed, I may have missed. Let's keep going here.
So this was great because, as you should know by now, Renee Young and Dean Ambrose are married.
Yes.
And Samoa Joe injured Dean Ambrose, and he's out for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So Renee, being the backstage correspondent, has to interview Samoa Joe, and very begrudgingly and very disdainfully, she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Samoa Joe." And then Joe comes on and starts talking about how he injured her husband, and now he's a stay-at-home husband relying on his wife's paycheck to pay the bills because of, like, he's just rubbing it in, and you just see it on her face, like she is pissed.
And you know what? I think they talked about that,
She
like,
didn't do shit or say shit.
I think they talked about that, like, actually during the match with him and Reigns. I think they mentioned it then. So I know what you're talking about, but I didn't actually see it.
Yeah. No, it was great. Like, you just saw the disdain in her face, how she didn't want to be there, and she was trying to be biased or unbiased, but it was really fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
And Samoa Joe was just basking and rubbing it in her face. It
Oh, yeah.
was awesome.
It's Joe, man.
Yeah,
I love Samoa Joe.
I do, and I'm really disappointed that he did not win the IC title.
Yeah, he'll win a title soon though. It'll happen.
Well, so let's get into this. We've got the Royal Rumble coming up, and it has been rumored for the longest time that Roman Reigns will be facing Brock Lesnar at this year's WrestleMania for the WWE Universal title. One way of getting there is having Roman Reigns win another Royal Rumble, which I pray to God they don't do, but they probably will.
I don't know, man. We thought they would do that last year, and they didn't. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't see Roman Reigns competing for that title as IC champ. So really, I mean, unless Braun Strowman, because I don't see Kane winning that match, unless Braun Strowman wins the title at Royal Rumble.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the fact that Braun Strowman and Kane are not in the Rumble, and that bothers me. But go ahead.
That we don't know that they're not in the Rumble, and that actually was a point I wanted to bring up. Roman Reigns competed for the WWE title and lost at a Royal Rumble, and then showed up as the 30th man in the Royal Rumble the same year that he lost the WWE Championship match. So just because they're in a match for the WWE Universal title doesn't mean that they can't jump in the Royal Rumble later on that night.
That's true. That is true. It's just
unless Roman Reigns is just special.
They seem to think he is, but there's I'm just thinking about the idea of not having Kane in the Rumble or the new Kane in the Rumble to dominate the Rumble for a while. Because without them, who's gonna do that?
Roman Reigns.
No. We need a big dude to do the Kane thing. It's different.
Yeah, but didn't Roman Reigns surpass Kane's?
That's different, Matt, and you know it.
Didn't
that
Roman
is
Reigns
different,
beat Kane's
and
elimination
you know
streak?
it. No, it is different, and you know it. People didn't go into the Rumble afraid of Roman Reigns. People go into the Rumble afraid of Kane. All right.
I think they're going to be afraid of Roman Reigns now that he beat Kane's
No, they're not. They're not. Because it's just the thing, something about Kane when he comes into the Rumble, they're just like, Kane is going to eliminate me. And that's just what you think going in. You don't just go into this Rumble thinking, oh, Roman Reigns is going to eliminate me. You go into the Royal Rumble thinking that Roman Reigns is this awesome superstar. Look at him like anybody that's like a top-tier superstar that enters a Rumble.
You know who should be the biggest threat in the Rumble? Now that Kane's kind of on his way out?
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
I guess.
And it's not because Bray Wyatt's creepy. It's because of the year that Bray Wyatt pretty much stood in the ring by himself and eliminated like 5 or 6 guys, including Daniel Bryan the year everyone wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble. And it made me so happy because I hated Daniel Bryan so much that year, and my boy Bray got rid of him. But literally, he was out there by himself, just fucking guys were coming in, and he was tossing them out.
You see, that's the thing, though. Like with part of what I was saying, like, you know, with the whole Braun Strowman Kane thing in the Rumble, it's one of those guys that you know they're not going to win the Rumble, but you like seeing them dominate for a while. With Reigns, it's just like, he might just win this thing, so I don't want to see that too, you know? But, yeah.
Well, if Reigns wins this, I believe he surpasses Stone Cold for Royal Rumble wins. So now Stone Cold's record of most Royal Rumble wins will have been surpassed. Kane's record of most Royal Rumble eliminations in a single match has been surpassed. The Undertaker's undefeated streak has been broken. John Cena is now tied Ric Flair for the most quote-unquote official championship wins.
So they're just determined to make us unhappy is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, nothing's sacred.
Okay.
Nothing is sacred.
Yeah. Well, we've discussed this before, all the things that have happened, and, you know, including the Undertaker's streak, which, you know, I also agree that it shouldn't have been broken. He should have gone out undefeated at WrestleMania. Like, everybody goes out on a loss. I'm like, yeah, okay, we just don't have him go out at Mania then. Have him go out at Survivor Series. Have his last match at Survivor Series. And have him go out that way.
Or Undertaker's not everybody, so...
Whatever. Well, you can do that, but whatever. Even if he does go out like everybody else on a loss, have him go out with a loss where he came in at Survivor Series. That would make more sense. But keep his WrestleMania win streak, you know, as it is. But he should have, his last match at Mania should have been at 25 with that Hell in a Cell match with him and Triple H. That should have been it. Right there, right then, should have been done. They had that whole end of an era thing going on with the three of them saying goodbye at the top of the ramp and all that. That would have been the perfect goodbye. That would have been it.
Was the CM Punk match after that? Because that was a really good fucking match.
Hell, I don't remember.
I think it was. But anyway.
It may have been.
No,
but
I'm with you.
It doesn't even, but I don't care. I would have been okay with not having that match if it meant him going out in a better way. But, you know.
Oh, I agree, and I would have too. But, you know, we don't even know that he's gone. We'll find out, hopefully, for sure, on the 25th anniversary of Raw.
It doesn't matter if he's gone or not. They still took his streak away from him, so it doesn't. Like, that's what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Unless
I like to poke at you about it every now and then, but I understand.
Unless Sting comes out of retirement for one more match, we finally get Undertaker versus Sting.
That's match is never gonna happen. Matt, you need to let that go.
I,
We're not getting
until
that
one
match.
of them dies,
We're not
I
getting
will
that
have
match.
hope. Even when
We're
they're
not getting
both
that
80,
match.
I will watch two 80-year-old men come out in walkers and beat each other.
But they won't. Like it's
Just to
the
see it
match
happen.
is not gonna happen, Matt. Like when we didn't get it that first year, you should have known. That's it. We're not getting that match.
Fuck Triple H.
Yeah. Well.
Fucking bastard.
Well, Stephanie McMahon fucks Triple H. That's why things are the way they are.
So you think Asuka's going to win that Rumble? You don't think Paige, with the addition of her two teammates, Absolution,
Nah.
or Ruby Riott, has a chance?
Nah, it's gonna be Asuka. I really do think it's gonna be Asuka.
Okay. Do you have any ideas of how we should do points for the Royal Rumble? Is it just going to be whoever picks the winner gets a point, or do you want to do points for if we do like a Final Four, 1 point for every person you have in the Final Four? How do you want to do that?
We can still do just 1 point, but we pick like 2 or 3 people or something like that.
So one from Raw, one from SmackDown.
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it that way. That would probably make the most sense. That'd be the easiest way to tally up points and shit.
Well, if I allow Eric back on this podcast for his negligent absences, maybe we can ask his input and then overrule him and tell him this is what we're going to do.
I'm about to say, yeah, we can ask him, but
Last but not least, the most important thing I wanted to talk about from Raw. The person who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble and the next future WWE Universal Champion, Goldust, lent his expertise to help out Cedric Alexander and the 205 Live division on Raw in a winning effort, mind you. And I believe, I didn't watch 205 Live, but it sounded like he showed up on 205 Live as well. I don't think that he's dropped down to 205 pounds and officially joined the roster. So he still is possibly got a chance to win this Royal Rumble, go on to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, win his first and well-deserved WWE Championship. Yeah, that's.
I want Goldust to wrestle on 205 Live.
Would you enjoy that?
I would. I would start watching 205 Live if Goldust was on 205 Live.
Well, he was on last week.
No. I want him like in the ring competing in 205 Live. Even though he's not under 205 pounds, I want him there anyway, just because.
Well, yeah. Last week when they filmed in Chicago, I believe he was on 205 Live.
Was he competing?
Or no, it would have been this week. It would have been Tuesday.
He was competing?
I believe he was competing. I have not watched it, but I saw something where he was backstage, and it looked like it was after a match during 205 Live. I'll check and I'll get back to you on that. But if he is competing on 205 Live, I will let you know.
Okay. Damn, that means that I have to actually like hold myself to the fact that I said I'd watch 205 Live if Goldust was there. Damn.
Yeah.
Never mind. I can edit that part out. Nobody will ever know.
Have you heard anything about Dolph Ziggler and whether or not he is actually officially gone from the company? I know you said it was not going to happen. He wasn't going to leave.
I say no. I don't think he's gone.
Very up in the air.
I haven't heard anything, but I don't think he's gone because if he was gone, they wouldn't keep talking about him.
Okay. They're doing a U.S. title tournament,
and
so far, Xavier Woods, Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode have all advanced. Did Mojo advance, or is that next week?
I don't remember seeing Mojo, so that must be next week.
I don't either. I think it's next week, but I'm assuming
Mojo
is going to advance so that we get Roode versus Mahal and Mojo versus Xavier Woods, because that makes the most sense. Who do you think is going to win this?
I think Jinder's going to win it.
You think Jinder is going to win? You think Jinder is going to beat Bobby Roode?
Yep.
And then probably beat Xavier Woods? Okay.
Because I think they like the idea of that champion, that U.S. champion who hates America. Like, I think they like that idea, so I think they'll do that again.
I can see that, and I started rewatching just the Rumble matches, starting with 1988. I've made it
Hmm.
to 1992, and
I love the Royal Rumble.
there's
It's
a
my
lot of
favorite.
that.
It's my favorite pay-per-view.
I know it is, and that's why I'm glad that we can talk about it because I know
Hmm.
you love it. And I've just been watching, like I said, just the Rumble
Like,
matches. So,
yeah, like the Royal Rumble is what made me like wrestling. Like that's the first thing I remember seeing.
so speaking of that, since I've been watching them, Hulk Hogan's a bitch.
We knew this, but what do you mean?
So he was the quote unquote the good guy. Like the immortal Hulk Hogan was never going to turn heel when he was in WWE at this point from 88 to 92 that I've been watching, right?
Okay.
He won 2 Royal Rumbles. He was in 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 that he got eliminated in, he pulled out the people that eliminated him. And like he didn't just go back and concede like a good person. Like he got back and eliminated people even though he was out of the match.
Yeah, but it
He
was
pulled
okay
Sid
because Hulk
Vicious out.
Hogan did it. You don't know that's how that works.
No, fuck that. And fuck Hulk Hogan. I'm watching this and I'm like, these motherfuckers are just making excuses for him because
Yeah.
he's fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
When if, I don't know, Ric Flair had done that, or Sergeant Slaughter when he was anti-America, or
Mm-hmm.
any heel had done it, it would have been like, oh my god, this guy's a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Can't believe the $1 Million Man's acting that way.
But that's
But
anything
it's
though.
Hulk Hogan, so
That
it's
happens.
okay. You can
That
do whatever
happens
the
all.
fuck you
That's
want.
anything. That's anything. That's anything that's not the perfect good guy thing. If the face does it, it's somehow okay. But when the heel does it, it's not. That's everything.
Yeah.
It's just like that whole thing with like all the stuff that Stone Cold used to do to Vince McMahon. You know, if it was a heel that did that to a face, that would have been like just the most horrible thing. Like she showed up at Vince's house to whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Like, had that been a heel that did that, like when Randy Orton showed up at Triple H's house and shit. You know, like it's fucked up. But when the face does it, it's okay. It's just that's how shit is.
Yeah. Well, it was fucked up when he showed up at Brian Pillman's house and Brian Pillman pulled the gun out and then everything went to black.
Yeah, that was that. They went a bit too far with that because
Yeah.
that was before everybody had the internet and could know that this was all like not real.
Since we're talking about SmackDown and the U.S. titles, um, Shelton Benjamin,
Thank you for saying his name
Chad
correctly.
Gable
They got screwed.
got cheated.
They got screwed. Yes, Shelton
Bullshit.
Benjamin got screwed. They should be. Shelton Benjamin should have another tag team title. Like this should.
I agree.
The ref does not get to say, "Oh no, we're gonna start the match over after I already declared a winner." Like,
Oh,
we have already declared a winner. Yeah, we fucked up. That just means rematch next week. That doesn't mean you just start this match over. You don't. No.
I agree.
No.
They
No.
never do that shit. And I believe this is the first time they've actually gone and put an instant replay up on the screen
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, what
and
the
see
fuck?
How he fucked up.
This is not the NFL. You don't get to review the play. Like, no. No. And my thing is, Shelton won that match. And I say Shelton, I don't mean Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. No, Shelton Benjamin won that match. You want to know how? Because they're about to do this little tag team jump over the top rope thing, and Shelton stopped one of them by himself with a little trip up thing. Then the other one tried to dive through the ropes, and he caught him with a knee to stop him from doing that. Fucking Shelton Benjamin is the motherfucking man, and he should have those tag team titles.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. I'm pissed off. I thought it was bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What do you mean you're reversing? Like, it was going on, and I literally couldn't believe it. Like, the ref comes out, and I'm like, you weren't even part of this match.
Yeah,
Why are you even out?
You don't get to do this. No.
No.
The assigned referee declared a winner. This is over.
Yeah. What happened to the ref's decision is final? Like, that is a thing in WWE.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things they've actually stuck with.
Until now.
Over the years.
Until now.
Yeah, until now.
If you got
Now
a grievance, you
they
can take it up with the GM. Like that's the way this is supposed to go. And you get a rematch next week.
I agree.
Because here's the thing, you should have heard me. I cheered out loud when this happened. Like loud as fuck.
So did I.
And then they just took it from me, Matt. They just took it away from me.
And I I will not disclose where I was while I was watching SmackDown, but I will just say that the person near me looked at me very strangely when that happened, and I jumped up and cheered. Um,
Okay.
well, you know where I'm at when I watch SmackDown and Raw.
No, where are you at? Oh, you're at work.
Yeah. No, I do not. No, I am not. No, I do not do that. I am not. That is Travis being funny. TV at work does not happen.
No, you're on the
Anyway,
toilet in a public restroom.
yes, that's where I go to watch Raw and SmackDown is public bathrooms because
Mm-hmm.
it's good sound
Go to the
for my
local
phone.
Walmart bathroom, and good acoustics in the Walmart bathroom.
And like I said, the guy in the stall next to me was just like baffled why I was jumping up and down and cheering in there.
Yeah, he didn't understand. He's looking at you through the glory hole, like, what the fuck?
And then I poked his eye out.
Yeah. That's what he gets.
So Becky
Stop being nosy. That won't happen.
Yeah. And as we've seen in Scary Movie, you could lose an ear that way.
You can.
Yeah. Becky Lynch returned with Naomi and Charlotte and attacked the Riot Squad.
After they already had a match and got worn out.
Yep.
That's another one of those things. If heels had done that, they'd be like, oh, they're attacking them when they're weakened and blah, 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 blah. But the faces did it, so it was okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad to see that Becky Lynch is going to be back and she's going to be able to be in the Women's Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly why she was off. I doubt it was really injury, but she will be in it. I'm not 100% sold on Asuka winning this Rumble. I'm actually very curious as to see how this plays out. I've got suspicions that Nia Jax might finally get her push. Paige and Ruby Riott are also top contenders there.
I think Nia Jax is gonna be like the Kane of this Rumble, where she's not gonna win, but she's gonna be very dominant.
You know what would be really fucking awesome? If Carmella won the Rumble and then went on to WrestleMania, lost her match,
and then came back and cashed in.
That would be fucking awesome.
Like, no, rematch. Boom, Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Let's do this again.
That would be
I'm
fucking
with it.
great.
I'm with it.
Harper and Rowan destroyed Breezango and the Ascension again.
Poor Ascension.
I thought they were going to kill Ascension off and that this was going to be the Ascension coming back and being what they were when they were in NXT, and they were going to go up against Harper and Rowan and they were going to look dominant and strong, and no. Not
gonna happen.
Very fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I kind of. Huh?
So yeah, that is right.
No, I kind of mentioned this, but I didn't. Biggest thing to happen on SmackDown was Baron Corbin officially announced his entry into the Royal Rumble, and the reason it's the biggest news is because, other than Goldust, for SmackDown, Baron Corbin is my pick to win. Where, after being a former Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, he will also win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, and beat AJ Styles for his first WWE Championship, just like he beat AJ Styles for his first United States Championship. I actually tweeted this to Baron Corbin. I haven't heard back from him yet, but
well, see, here's the thing.
I suspect he's busy.
Matt, I know you want this, but I need you to be logical here. Do you think the WWE is going to let AJ Styles and Baron Corbin main event their WrestleMania, or are they going to have Brock Lesnar main event their WrestleMania?
I hope.
No. Like I said, I need you to be logical here. I know what you want, but we need to be logical here as to what's actually going to happen, sir.
I've got to be honest. I don't see an issue. Now, I understand the opponent may not be Baron Corbin, but I don't see an issue with AJ Styles headlining WrestleMania over Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I don't see the issue, but we know what WWE does. That's what I'm saying. Brock is going to
I
main
kind
event
of hope Baron
WrestleMania.
Corbin loses at the Royal Rumble and then he just goes away, and we don't ever see him again.
That'd be wonderful.
It would. Like that's what I want. I want him to lose at. I want him to lose at the Rumble. Braun Strowman goes into WrestleMania as champion.
You realize
and then,
you realize you said Baron Corbin. I know you meant Brock Lesnar, but you said Baron Corbin.
did I? No, I think I said Brock Lesnar.
No, you said
and
Baron
I meant
Corbin.
Brock Lesnar.
You said Baron Corbin. I know you meant Brock Lesnar, but you said Baron Corbin. That's why I said, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, it'd be great if it was Brock Lesnar gone too. Like the only reason I'd miss Brock Lesnar is because Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman could get another guy.
Yeah, but he's great with Brock.
Paul Heyman could be Baron Corbin's guy. Baron Corbin could be a Paul Heyman guy, and that would save us on his promos.
Yeah, this is true. That might be enough to get me to just stop hating him. That's the thing. I don't even hate him. It might get me to give a fuck about Baron Corbin.
Well, maybe if we give him a guitar and let him sing, he can get over with you like Elias did.
Maybe.
Was it the singing in Chicago and that little thing he did with John Cena that won you over?
It's just I don't think it was just one particular thing. It's just over time he just kind of won me over. It was just like, it's just I'm with it. Okay, I'm with it. Give it to me. Let's go. Mr. Sampson.
I need WWE 2K18 to update so I can do a Women's Royal Rumble on 2K18. Like, you can only do a Men's Rumble right now for whatever reason, and I need them to, like, just update the settings so that I can do a Women's Rumble, like, ASAP, because I went to go do it. I was all excited. I was like, oh, I've got this, and I've downloaded these characters, and I'm going to go fucking do a Women's Royal Rumble real quick, and I'll just make it a 20-woman Rumble, and then no. No, I'm not.
No, you can't do it. Can't do it.
Fucking bullshit. Last but not least, and this was actually fairly interesting, and I love this Shane versus Daniel Bryan angle.
I do too.
That kind of includes AJ and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
AJ was so really pissed.
Oh yeah. So for the second week in a row, Shane McMahon inadvertently caused AJ to lose, and this time to Sami Zayn. Of all people.
Yeah.
So now Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens both have an official win over AJ Styles because of Shane McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ flips out on Shane and Daniel Bryan, and then he says, you know what? I'm tired of all this. Just give me a handicap match against these two guys. And Daniel Bryan obliges.
Actually gives him a handicap match.
But it's at the Royal Rumble, and it's for the championship, which is not what AJ asked for. AJ didn't say put my title on the line in a handicap match. He just said give me a handicap match.
I don't think AJ really wanted that match, period. I think he would just say just put me in a handicap match. You might as well because you're just fucking me over all the time anyway.
My question is, I'm assuming that it means that the person who gets the pinfall is champ, but do you think there's a possibility that because it's a handicap match?
No. That's not what's going to happen. They're going to win it, and they're going to bring back the BFF championship, the one that broke in half that Layla and Michelle McCool had.
Yeah.
They're going to do that because it's kind of shit that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn would do and have the whole BFF championship. They have it two pieces, and they put it together and shit.
I will say it would be awesome to have them as co-champions. And just like watch Kevin Owens freak out every time Sami Zayn had to go out and defend the title in a match, and Kevin couldn't be a part of it, and just like watch him be nervous as shit and not trusting Sami.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we've ever had WWE heavyweight champions.
Nope, I don't believe so either.
So that would be something new.
Yeah, we've had co-women's champions and we've had co-IC champs. But I think that's about it.
Yeah. And the co-IC champs was awesome because it was Chyna and fucking Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. All right, well, that is all I've got for this week because I know you don't watch NXT, and they didn't do an episode of NXT this week. It was the best of 2017 NXT. And they had this big announcement. So I watched this 2-hour special waiting for this announcement. And the announcement was you can go on Twitter and vote for the NXT awards. And I was like, oh, you sons of bitches.
Yay. So we can go on there and vote, and then you pick who you want anyway.
So you do a hashtag for the award
Mm-hmm.
and a hashtag for the person that you want to win the award, and all the info's on WWE.com. It will be announced at the NXT pay-per-view in Philadelphia the night before the Royal Rumble, who the winners are.
Okay.
All right, Travis, who's winning on Raw?
Winning on Raw. Jason Jordan won his match, right?
Yes, he did. I actually meant to bring that up. Jordan's getting cocky because he is on a 2-match winning streak.
Mm-hmm. I know. And I told you, I like the direction that they're going with him, so I'm going to say Jason Jordan's winning.
Okay. I'm with that. I'm going to go with Asuka for beating the women's champion.
That's a very good choice as well.
And mind you, I got to say, Alexa Bliss looked really good in that match. For what we've seen most of Asuka's opponents do in matches, you know, the only person I've really seen stand up to Asuka that well was Ember Moon. And Ember Moon's the only person to almost beat Asuka.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe in moral victories, Matt. You either win or you lose.
I'm just saying it was a good match, and she didn't get her ass kicked.
Yeah, it was a good match, but she still lost. She took that L.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she's now in the Royal Rumble and probably the odds-on favorite to win.
Yeah, she'll win it.
Who's losing on Raw?
Alexa Bliss.
I'm gonna go with. Who was I gonna go with?
Or you can go with was it Cesaro? Was it Sheamus? Who
losing to
Jason Jordan? Yeah. Because he's just
I
like
believe him Cesaro.
Yeah. You shouldn't have lost to him, but you did. So,
did you see Cesaro had braces on now?
No, I haven't looked that closely at his mouth.
He isn't doing the fucking mouth guard thing anymore. He's got braces now. I'm assuming to fix whatever the deal was with his fucking teeth after they got knocked into his gums.
He said he told him, if you're gonna run that refurbished mouth of yours.
Yes, he did.
He called his mouth refurbished. I'm like, so, yeah, oh shit! With... And he had a great line. That's why he's winning.
I'm gonna go with Cesaro. You're right, because not only did he lose that match, but he also got burned real bad by fucking Jason Jordan of all people.
I want to know who wrote that for him, because he didn't come up with that on his own.
Because see, it was a tie between. For me, it was a tie between Cesaro and Renee Young.
Mm-hmm.
For that burn that Samoa Joe had on her.
Yeah, that was rough.
But Renee Young didn't lose a match, and Samoa Joe did lose a match. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Cesaro. Mm-hmm. Who's winning on SmackDown?
Shelton Benjamin.
As much as I want to agree with you, I can't, because he did not.
Yes, he did.
He did not get to walk out as champion, is what I was going to say.
He's my champion.
I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan, because he keeps getting one up on Shane McMahon, and despite the enormous odds against him, he has finally managed to win me over to his side.
By consistently pissing Shane off.
Yeah. This is, Travis, and you know this is a big deal. This is like the equivalent of me becoming a Dean Malenko fan at this point. Daniel Bryan winning me over is like Dean Malenko winning me over.
Well, see, that's the thing, man, because Daniel Bryan never really did anything wrong to you. Like, Dean Malenko actually did something wrong. Your hatred of Daniel Bryan simply stems from the fact that so many people liked him and you just didn't get it.
Yeah, there was that. And then they kept shoving him down my throat with this Occupy Raw shit, and I was just like,
they didn't shove him down your throat. The people did.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The people that liked him, and I didn't understand why, they shoved him down my throat. They made him do shit, and I was like, I don't want this. I don't want to see this.
But
I
everybody else
actually,
did.
at that time, wanted to see Roman Reigns doing shit, and they were giving it to Daniel Bryan. And then after Daniel Bryan was done and Roman Reigns started doing shit, I was like, well, no, I don't fucking like this guy anymore. Like,
Well, the thing
you had
about
your window and
Roman
you lost
Reigns,
it.
like they had a window with Roman Reigns. If they capitalized during that window, it would have worked. Problem was he got hurt, and then when he came back, they tried to force it, and they were like, no, 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 no. You can't do that. But you know, it's whatever. They're still trying, and we're still saying no. Like, I don't understand why they're trying to force this. When the people have decided, the people have decided.
Who's losing on SmackDown?
Shelton Benjamin.
I am gonna agree with that. Because
yes, I understand the fact that I said he's both winning and losing. I don't give a fuck. Yes, Shelton Benjamin.
See, here's the thing. I know how you do winning and losing on Super Flashy Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how you're very particular about who can win and who can lose and so on and so forth. I'm much looser with that. I'm going to let you have both because I agree with him losing.
This is a special situation, though, Matt. Like, because he reached such heights in the night and such lows at the same time. Because we're just taken away from him.
I want to kick that ref's ass so bad. The guy that came down, you know.
Like, you know, where was Shane at this when this was going on? He was too busy fucking around with Daniel Bryan to realize that his show was falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
They allow such a travesty.
You got anything else for them, Travis?
No, I'm still mad at him, but that's about it.
All right. Just so you know, I haven't done the weigh-in yet. I'll do it on Friday, but I have been consistently working the DDPY program. I have not missed a day.
That's what's up.
I haven't changed any of my eating habits, but I've been doing the yoga. So
yeah, I mean, you know, take the steps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because even if you know,
and I gotta
like
say,
the eating thing, you might not lose as much weight, but you'll still be in better shape.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I really do actually enjoy it, which is good, and I do feel better, like stretched out, more relaxed. So, and I can see like the muscles coming back right here when I do the dynamic resistance shit. I haven't seen those back in a while.
You gotta do the part where you hulk it up, you know, and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And the fucking dynamic resistance Bruce Lee punches, like I can see the traps are coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have nothing else. So where can they find you on social media, and when are your other podcasts coming back?
You can find me on both Twitter and the Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Super Flashy Arrow of tomorrow will be back once the shows are back, so that's 2 weeks from now, I believe.
Yeah, about a couple weeks.
And Creation Conversation actually will be live tomorrow evening, so live on Facebook.
Check it out on Twitch.
No, it'll be on Facebook.
I can say that, and they won't have any idea because they won't hear this till after it's already gone live. So
I'll probably have this up before we go live. But yeah, it'll actually be on Facebook. We'll be live on Facebook because I got that fixed. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can also check out Creation Magazine on Facebook.
Yes.
They can check out Super Flashy Arrow on Facebook.
That is correct.
At Creation Magazine presents Super Flashy Arrow.
That is correct. Also, hashtag Dem Thrones. Yep.
Which will be back in like 2019, maybe 2020.
Yeah, 2022 when they finally decide to put the fucking show out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we are discussing doing the same thing with Westworld.
Okay. I do not watch Westworld. I actually finally finished The Punisher this last weekend.
Congratulations. Awesome show, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And now Kate and I are starting Vikings.
It's another great show.
And we are going to watch Bright this weekend. I heard it was good.
It was a very good movie, yes.
So, well, I know you have a weird man crush for Mr. Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I'll admit it.
You're like one of the two people. You're like one of the two people, the other one being Will Smith, that actually thought After Earth was a good movie. So.
No. See, you're wrong. You're wrong. After Earth was not a good movie. I'll fully admit that. Will Smith has made bad movies. I just don't care.
Okay. You guys can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritter. That is at MATTRIDDER. You can also find us at Facebook.com/Smackin' It Raw, where I will post this podcast, all future podcasts, and any and all wrestling information that comes my way. And we will discuss the pay-per-views, and I will keep you guys up to date on how our predictions go during each pay-per-view as they go, as well as just a wealth of wrestling information and fun shit going on over there. So please go check that out. Please go like and subscribe and comment so we know what you guys do like, what you guys don't like about the Smackin' It Raw podcast. Unless it's me, then keep your fucking mouth shut because I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's understandable. You know, some people might not like you, Matt, but you know, I love you, so it's okay.
There are a lot of people out there don't like me, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Here, I got a question for you while we're still here before we get out of here. What's it like podcasting with me while I'm sober?
You're much more responsive, like quick to respond. You're not so distracted, and I think the first time ever that we've podcasted together, you didn't make like some kind of blowjob or jerking off motion. You weren't blowing balloons up and letting them go or trying to distract me while I talk.
You're right. I don't do any of that when I'm sober. You're right. Yeah.
Was that your New Year's resolution to quit drinking, or you just happen to be sober?
No, I just happened just because of circumstances and timing and all that. I just didn't have any alcohol, so I just like I'll do it sober.
Okay. Well, yeah, it is the new year. I hope everyone had a good New Year and good holidays. And that is it for the show.
All right, y'all.
This is Smackin' It Raw, and we are that damn good.